Hi guys, it's Mr. Lindy here. I wanted to go over section 5.6 and go to the homework that you were just having and help you out a little bit. Hopefully you're doing well on this, but if you need a little clarifying, I'm going to do two problems. I'm going to do number 5 and I'm going to do number 8. And what I'm first going to do is you have number 5 and it is 10.4 divided by 0.4, or 10 and 4 tenths divided by 4 tenths. Now, when you do this, there's a big deal is that when you divide a decimal like 10 and 4 tenths or 10.4 divided by another decimal, you just can't do it. It's not, unless I have something that I have a model out and I'm sitting there like you've done earlier in this section where you can split them all up in front of you, you really just can't do it. And what you need to do is, if you look at this, 0.4 and 10.4, whatever I do to either one of them, I have to do the other one. You're going to find that out later in math that you do that a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 0.4, and I got to get rid of the decimal. The way that I can get rid of the decimal is I'm going to multiply this one by 10. I have 4 tenths. If I multiply it by 10, you know that it gets bigger by one place value, and now it becomes a 4. And then the same thing, like I said, if whatever I do to that one, I have to do this one. So I have 10.4, and I have to multiply it by 10. And that one, you notice that when I do, I move the decimal over 1, and it becomes 104. So now you can rewrite it right over to the side, and now you have 104 divided by 4. Now we can easily go and do our problem, correct? So we can just go in just like we normally do. 4 goes into 10 2 times. Then we multiply 2 times 4, and we have 8. And then we subtract. So we have 2. Is 2 smaller than 4? Yes, it is. So we bring down, draw your arrow right there. So now we have 4 goes into 24. 4 goes into 24 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. We subtract them, and we have 0. So there's our answer, 26. That is the answer. 10.4 divided by 0.4 is 26. Now, going back to another one of my old favorite videos I like to see, it's called Swoop, There It Is. Look it up on YouTube. It's a very entertaining, and they talk about dividing decimals by decimals, and they always talk about swooping the decimals out of the way. It's kind of fun and catchy, and they say, swoop, there it is. They swoop it over here, and whatever you do to that one, I moved it 1. That means I have to move this one 1. So now you have 4 and 104. So you have 104 divided by 4, the same thing as over here. If you wanted to move your decimal up just to do it, that's fine. It doesn't change. Look, 4 goes into 10 2 times. We have 8 right here. We subtract. We have 2. If you bring it down, we have 24. 4 goes into 24 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. And there is your answer. They are the exact same. It's kind of neat. If you got that one right, I'm glad. That's one of the examples I wanted to go over. And now I'm going to go over number 8. Number 8's a little bit different. Number 8 looks like this. It has 12.24. And once again, this is number 8. And 12.24 divided by 0.34. So 12 and 24 hundredths divided by 34 hundredths. How many 34 hundredths can be found in 12.24? Like I said, you can't do it just by looking at it this way. This one's a little bit different. If we go over to the right, it looks like we're going to have to move it over twice, which means we're going to have to multiply by 100. So 0.34 times 100, because it's 2 places, we need to move the decimal 2 places bigger, and that equals 34, because we go 1, 2, right? Multiplying by 100. Now, if you do that to that one, you have to do it to the 12.24. So we have 12.24 times 100, and that equals, if I go over here and I move the decimal over 2 spots, because that's what I need to do, now we have 1,224. Now, if you have that, we can always go over, like I said, 1, 2, 2, 4, and divide it by 34, and that could be our answer. We can do the normal long division like this, and what's crazy about this one is I have to think about my 34s. I'm not the best at them, but let's see what I can do here. We have 34, 68, then we have 102, then we have 136, then we have 170, and then we have 204. Okay, that looks like good enough to go right there. And now we're going to give it a try. So whenever I need something, I'm going to go back to this list. So we have 34 goes into 1, no. 34 goes into 12, no. 34 goes into 122. Okay, and I know it does, so we look over 1, 2, 3. Looks like 3 times it will. 3 times 34 is 102. And you know the next step is to subtract. We have 0 and 2 minus 0 is 2. And that's 0. I'm not even going to write it down. All right, so we have 20. And now the check is 20 smaller than 34. Yes, it is. And then we have to bring down the 4, draw the arrow. There you go. Now we have 204. That's a big one, but at least I did my groundwork. And over here, I have 204 here. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. So 34 goes into 204 6 times. 6 times 34 is 204. And that is our answer. 36. So that we should find the same answer over here if we do it the swoop there it is way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the green pen and we're going to do the swoop there it is, meaning we're going to move it over 1, we're going to move it over 2. That means I have to move this one over once, move this one over twice. Boom. It's the same thing as over here by multiplying by 100. We're just moving them over. All right. Now I'm going to move that up, just put it up there. And then the same old problem, 34 goes into 122 3 times. We get 102. Subtract them, we get 20. That's smaller, yes. We bring it down 204, 204. 34 goes into there 6 times. 6 times 34 is 204. And that is our answer. So I hope you guys got that one. Maybe you can give me one of these if you did. I mean, I don't know how to spell it. Okay, there you go. Good luck for the rest of your homework, guys.